So that was possibly the funniest thing I've ever watched, as well as being really entertaining. This is your Star Trek Picard Season 2, Episode 4 review, and we're going to get into it first thing with just complete spoilers. So make sure you watch the episode and then come back and watch this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Star Trek Picard Season 2, Episode 4 now. There's a really long catch-up clip at the beginning, and I'm just like, fucking hell, this is fucking 20 minutes onto the episode. And then it obviously cuts to... Ooh, camera went a bit wobbly. It cuts to straight into the story. The Borg Queen's there. They know Rios is gone. They're at the clinic where he's been arrested. Seven and Raffi. They find out he's gone. He's probably gone to immigration. Then they make a mistake and go to the police station. Picard and Girardi are trying to work out what they're going to do. Girardi's cold and a bit ill. Picard uses the transporter to get to the city to meet the Watcher. Raffi and Seven steal a police car, start hooning down the road, going crazy. Picard finds Guinan, played by a different actress. I don't know what her name is, but she was pretty good. Enough like Whoopi Goldberg that, oh yeah, that's a younger Guinan, although obviously we've seen her in a million other films. But it was a really good episode. Basically, the episode leads up to... Rios is obviously locked in a cage with the nurse from last week, or the doctor from last week, and he's seeing what it's like and seeing what the world's like. Seven and Raffi are the same, seeing what the world's like. Picard's dealing with Guinan, and Guinan's giving a lot of, I would say, things that we feel about the world. And that is why this episode is hilarious. And I'll tell you why I think it's hilarious. It's a really brilliant action-packed episode. Probably not the strongest of the 4 episodes, but still a really good episode. But the funniest thing for me is what I'm going to talk about next. If you want to troll an entire fan base, this is the episode to do it. It pretty much talks about all the things they hate. Immigration, reform, the way we treat people, the people of color, stuff like that. Guinan and Picard are pretty much discussing like humanity at the moment. There's so much hate. There's so much of all this stuff. And I'm sitting there and I'm going, oh, this is gonna piss off some Trek fans. Well, some older Trek fans. I very much enjoyed the trolling aspect of the entire episode. In the sense that I agree with everything that is said, and I think that it's going to piss off a lot. And like I'm in Facebook groups, I'm in Reddit groups, I read about these people whinging about Picard and Discovery, and I know they're gonna be pissed. Oh, and fucking Nerderotic and Red Letter Media, oh my god, they already whinge. And the episodes don't even have that. Now they're just gonna fucking explode. The thing is Star Trek has always been about how the world is now, and it reflects that. Enterprise did it when they did the Xindi arc, and it was kind of a mirror image of 9/11, which had happened only a couple of years before. It's something that Star Trek does. It mirrors the world that it's in. But I guarantee you, all of those other fans will be turning around and going, this isn't my Star Trek. This is too woke. What's going on? That's the way it is. Anyway, off that, with the episode, there's a few key things I'd like to point out, like that I thought were really, really cool. The actress who played Guinan was really good. She had the right energy. Sometimes the way she walked, like I imagine she watched a lot of older episodes, older movies with Whoopi Goldberg in them, and TNG episodes, because she was more playing young Whoopi than young Guinan. Although there were bits when she had some deep brevity, which were like that. Ignore the cars. I live in a busy area. And basically, Patrick Stewart was really good. He was thoughtful and pensive in this, and he plays the character really well. Like he knows something, but he's got to keep it secret. It was a really good relationship they built, and I like the fact, although they say they're watching it for Picard, my one concern. So Guinan leads him to the Watcher, and then they go, oh, the Watcher's assigned to a person. And the minute I heard that, I went, she's assigned to Picard, isn't she? As soon as he said that, I knew that it was going to be Laris. And I don't know if I like this idea. I think it's interesting. I'll see where it goes. I liked the build-up to meeting the Watcher. I think that was really good. I think Guinan being a little bit afraid of it was really good. I think that whole storyline was good. I think the Borg Queen and Girardi, their relationship's really good. I'm not sure she's my favorite version of the Queen, but I enjoy the actress as the Queen. And Alison Pill is putting in some good acting. Like, she's not a bad actress. I think last season she got a bit thrown around. So the other elements of the story I really liked. I think Raffi and Seven's characterization is really good. That was a nice action beat. They really didn't go anywhere. It very much felt like we were just getting led up to something happening with them. Like, their storyline is save Rios, Picard's is save the universe. I really liked the speed chase. It was very quick. The transporter saves the day. I knew that would happen, but I enjoyed or will they, won't they? I think the strongest secondary plot in the episode was probably Rios's, because he's in the immigration center and he's sort of seeing how these people are being treated and seeing the world through it. He's seeing more of the world, the bad side of the world. And I think that actually works better with his character, seeing as he's the only character of that nationality. It's a unique story about him. He also has a lot of charisma, and I saw this when he was in the Three Musketeers many years ago. He's a very charming guy. So he just like the bit where he just tells the truth, but the ice guard doesn't actually believe anything he's saying, and I'm just like, well, that makes sense, because they're not going to believe it. They're just going to think he's insane and bullshitting. It was really good. I really enjoyed that element. I hope the Doctor comes back. I hope that relationship blooms a little bit more. And it was good. The other two things I'll talk about, like Laris coming in at the end as the Watcher. I don't know. It feels a little bit like Laris is. To be fair, Laris is Romulan, so probably lives the equivalent of 200 to 300 years. So it could be her at a younger stage. I want to see it pan out. I'm open to seeing it. I'm not sure if it's the way I would have gone. I'm glad Guinan wasn't the Watcher, because I think having young Guinan as the Watcher, even though she's not Whoopi Goldberg, I don't know. Laris is the Watcher. We'll have to see. I wasn't surprised, but I am also a bit worried that it's going to sort of kill the momentum if they're just going to force this relationship on us. But overall, the introduction to her as the Watcher was really, really good. But they talked about her being super powerful, and that's not Romulan. Although the fear for her was very Romulan. So we'll see, obviously, in future episodes. The second one is obviously Q at the end, narrating a girl, and then he clicks his fingers and it doesn't work. It's interesting to see. I don't know what's going on with Q. He's obviously, like they said in the first episode Q appears, they said he's sick. He seems very desperate. And there's obviously something going on. It'll be nice to see it progress. I think this episode overall, this is going to be my overall final thoughts. Overall, this episode wasn't as strong as the previous ones. It felt like, obviously, it's the connecting journey between 2 points. And this one very much felt like it was sort of got to get from A to B, get from A to B. That was Picard, that was Rios, that was Seven and Raffi. Girardi's the only one who didn't have that. But the games, the mind games that Girardi and the Borg Queen are having are quite fun, which bodes well for the series. They've got a lot of different plots, not a lot of different plots, but different character groups going around and doing things, which allows for the story to sort of breathe a little bit. They also, and I mean this in the nicest way, they took out Elnor, so there isn't that baggage of an extra character you don't need. His character was very limiting, I think, because he was not the strongest actor, and the character was sort of, he's good for jokes, but he's sort of like, I don't know. It felt, I didn't know, there wasn't anything missing from this without having him in it. Whereas I think every other character, something would be missing if they weren't in it. And yeah, that's my thoughts on Star Trek Picard Season 2, Episode 4. Make sure you comment in the video and tell me what you think. If you think this was the most woke thing you've ever seen, write it down. If you think it's the best thing you've ever seen, write it down. I'm happy to discuss it with you all. Make sure you check out my TikTok, which is in the description. Make sure you subscribe. And I'll be back next week with my Picard Season 2, Episode 5 review. Have a great night.